The United States just broke a World Cup record that stood for 96 years. A substitute touched the ball exactly once and made World Cup history. And tonight, in just a few hours, Brazil face Morocco in what could be the match of the entire group stage. Day 3 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup has already delivered more drama, more goals, and more jaw-dropping moments than anyone could have predicted. Get comfortable, because here is everything that happened today. Welcome to SoccerVault. Here is everything you missed on Day 3 of the 2026 World Cup. Let's get straight into it. South Korea, 2-1. Czechia. The comeback kings. In Guadalajara, South Korea showed exactly the kind of tournament grit that makes them so dangerous in knockout football. Czechia started the stronger of the two sides, their captain Ladislav Krejci rising highest at the back post from a delivery into the box, headed past Kim Sung-gyu to put the Czechs ahead. It was clinical and commanding, and for a while South Korea looked uncertain. Son Heung-min was working hard, firing over early, pressing their defensive line, but nothing was landing for Korea in the first half. Then In Beom Hwang changed everything. Cutting inside off Lee Kang-in's threaded pass, he opened up his body and clipped a deft, curling finish inside the far post. Equaliser. Momentum shifted. 11 minutes from time, Oh Hyun-gyu arrived at the far post to finish and complete the comeback. And there was controversy. Thomas Soucek hammered in what looked like a Czechia equaliser from another set piece, but the linesman's flag went up for offside. Soucek was furious. Replays were tight. But the goal was ruled out, and South Korea held on for 3 crucial points. 3 points for South Korea in Guadalajara. A resilient, character-filled comeback win. The Asian giants are very much in the conversation. Canada 1-1. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Larin writes history. 91 seconds. That is all the time Cyle Larin needed on the pitch to become a World Cup legend. At BMO Field in Toronto, a genuinely rocking home crowd behind the co-hosts, Canada were being made to work hard by a determined Bosnia and Herzegovina side. The Bosnians were organised and direct, and when Jovo Lukic headed home from a corner, Sead Kolasinac's perfectly timed flick-on, doing all the damage. It felt like the co-hosts were heading for a damaging and demoralising opening defeat. Canada pushed back. They hit the crossbar in the 53rd minute through a sweeping, breathtaking move that cut Bosnia apart. Richie Laurier's shot had the goalkeeper completely beaten, but Kolasinac appeared from absolutely nowhere to divert it onto the woodwork. Incredible defending. And then, in the 76th minute, Cyle Larin was introduced from the bench. 91 seconds later, Larin received the ball on the edge of the box, spun his marker with one sharp, decisive movement, and fired a deflected shot past the goalkeeper's wrong hand. First touch, first action, World Cup goal. The stadium absolutely erupted, and the entire country of Canada erupted with it. Canada earned their point as tournament co-hosts. Bosnia will feel they were robbed of a famous opening day win. And Cyle Larin, the super sub of the tournament so far, will be on the highlight reel for years to come. USA 4-1. Paraguay. A statement for the ages. And now, the main event of the day, the United States of America 4, Paraguay 1. 4 goals. 4 in a single World Cup match. That has never happened before in the entire history of USMNT football at the World Cup. A record stretching all the way back to the inaugural tournament in 1930. It started early. In just the 7th minute, relentless US pressing forced Damian Bobadilla into his own net. The ball rolling agonisingly past a helpless goalkeeper. Unlucky for Paraguay. Completely, entirely deserved for the hosts. Then came Folarin Balogun, twice. Both goals in the first half. His first, a bending run into the box, a sharp, composed finish, was a striker's goal through and through. His second, just before the half-time whistle, was even more composed, pressing high, winning possession back in a dangerous area, and rolling a precise finish into the far corner. 2 goals in the first half. A World Cup brace. The first by any United States player since the inaugural tournament in 1930. Let that sink in. Paraguay found a lifeline in the 73rd minute when Mauricio rifled in a well-taken consolation. But this game was already done, and just to put it beyond any possible doubt, Cyle Larin, bursting into the box off the bench, added a fourth in the dying minutes of injury, time to complete one of the most dominant performances in American World Cup history. Mauricio Pochettino's United States looked sharp, hungry, and absolutely ruthless in front of goal. This was not fortunate. It was not flattering. It was a statement. Biggest talking point. Are the USA genuine contenders? Let me be completely direct here. The United States might be the single most underestimated team in this entire tournament. I know the narrative that's coming. It's just Paraguay. Wait until they face a real test. Fine. But here is what the armchair critics are missing. Paraguay qualified through CONMEBOL, one of the most brutally competitive qualifying campaigns in world football. They have genuine Premier League and La Liga quality scattered throughout their squad. They have a real manager and a real tactical identity. And the USA did not just beat them, they destroyed them, from first whistle to last, without a single moment of genuine threat to their lead. What Pochettino has constructed here is a pressing machine. It suffocates opponents in the middle third, forces errors high up the pitch, and converts those errors with a ruthlessness this team has simply never possessed before. For Larin, Balogun is the focal point, a physical, technically refined centre-forward who plays at the highest level in European club football, and he has found his international form at exactly the right time. Cyle Larin provides the vision and creativity. The defensive structure is organised and aggressive. Could the USA beat France, Spain, Brazil? Probably not yet. But could they make a quarter-final, or even a semi-final on home soil, riding a wave of partisan crowd support and tournament momentum? Right now, at this early stage, I would not rule anything out. The United States are not here to make up the numbers. Sleep on them at your absolute peril. Upcoming fixtures. Preview right. Here are the 3 fixtures you absolutely cannot miss tonight and tomorrow morning. Set your alarms now. Qatar versus Switzerland. Group B. 3 a.m. SGT, Sunday, June 14th. Qatar are back at a World Cup for the first time since they hosted it in 2022, and they will be desperate to prove that their group stage exit on home soil was an anomaly and not a true reflection of their capabilities. Switzerland, meanwhile, are one of the most quietly excellent and tactically disciplined sides in European football. They organise brilliantly, press with purpose, and rarely give opponents easy openings. This should be tight, low-scoring, and ultimately decided by a single moment of individual quality. My bold prediction: Switzerland 1-0 Qatar, with Breel Embolo the decisive difference. Qatar's backline will struggle with direct Swiss pace. Brazil versus Morocco. Group C, 6 a.m. SGT, Sunday, June 14th. This is the match of the round. Potentially the match of the entire first week. 5-time champions Brazil have not lifted this trophy in 24 long years. They arrive under Carlo Ancelotti with Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, Endrick, and a squad dripping with Champions League pedigree. And Neymar, as always, hangs over everything like a question mark. He is doubtful with a calf injury going into this one, and his absence changes the entire dynamic of how Brazil attack. On the other side, Morocco, the team that became the greatest African side in World Cup history by reaching the semi-finals in 2022. Defensively brilliant, dangerous and direct on the counter, and led by Achraf Hakimi. Arguably the best right-back in the world right now. Morocco will not be intimidated by this occasion. Not even slightly. My bold prediction: Brazil win 1-0 in a match that feels far, far tighter than any scoreline suggests. Vinicius Jr. with the decisive goal. Morocco push every single step of the way. Haiti versus Scotland. Group C, 9 a.m. SGT, Sunday, June 14th. Scotland are back at a World Cup for the first time in over 2 decades, and they need points desperately with Brazil and Morocco sharing their group. Haiti are the heavy underdogs here. But this is the World Cup, and underdogs can always surprise you on the biggest stage. The Tartan army will be outrageously loud in Foxborough, Massachusetts, and that noise could carry Scotland forward. My bold prediction: Scotland win 2-0. But do not be even slightly surprised if Haiti make them sweat hard in that second half. Day 3 of the 2026 World Cup has been absolutely unreal. Records broken, last-minute levellers, comeback wins, and the very best is still to come tonight. Brazil versus Morocco is your must-watch fixture. Set that alarm, grab your coffee, and do not miss a single second of it. If you found this recap valuable, smash that like button right now. It takes 2 seconds and makes a genuine difference to this channel. Subscribe to SoccerVault so you never miss a result, breakdown, a match preview, or a hot take. And drop your prediction right there in the comments. Can Morocco shock Brazil again? Can the USA keep this stunning form going? Tell us what you think. This is SoccerVault. We will see you in the next one.